Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you a story of a woman who cheated on her fiancé. He walked in on them, and what he did next was genius. Make sure you stick around until the end to find out what it was. And also make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any new stories in the future. And now, let's get started with today's story. Denise 11. She cheated on me with a bartender, so I bought the bar and fired her. Have you ever seen someone cheating on their partner? I personally have. My husband was unfaithful to me when we were dating. I was just about to graduate from college and all the stress was getting to me. Maybe because of that, maybe because I wasn't careful enough, but I let my guard down. I never thought he would cheat on me. I was pretty and attractive and I knew that he liked me a lot. But one day I found out that he had been texting another girl. Of course, I confronted him and he apologized. He promised it would never happen again and that he loved me. I wanted to believe him, but I couldn't stop thinking about what he had done. That caused a rift between us and we broke up. I graduated, got a good job, and eventually moved on. I never thought I would see him again. Then one day I went to a bar with some friends and there he was. At first he tried to ignore me, but then he came over and introduced himself. He was still as charming as ever, and before I knew it, we were hanging out like old times. I tried to tell myself that nothing would happen between us, but I couldn't help but fall for him again. One night we went back to his place and made love. It was the most passionate, intense sex of my life. We were both completely selfish and only concerned with our own pleasure. In the morning after, of course, sleeping together, he told me that he loved me and wanted to be with me. I didn't know what to say. I felt guilty for cheating on my boyfriend, but at the same time, I couldn't resist Thomas's charm. I ended up staying with him. A few months later, I found out that I was pregnant. Of course, I was shocked. I never thought that this could actually happen to me. Thomas and I talked about it and decided to keep the baby. Then I told my boyfriend. I was ashamed and felt terrible, but he was very supportive and told me that he would always be there for me. When the baby was born, Thomas became a great father and we had a wonderful life together. I never thought that I could be so happy. However, one day while I was out shopping, I saw my ex-boyfriend with another woman. They were holding hands and looked very much in love. It broke my heart, and I ran home crying. Thomas asked me what was wrong, and I told him everything. He listened patiently and then said, "I think it's time you met someone new." What did he mean by that? I asked him, but he just shook his head and smiled. The next day, he took me out to dinner and introduced me to a very nice man. "This is John," he said. "He can make you happy." I was confused, but Thomas insisted that I give John a chance. And you know what? He was right. John was everything that I had ever dreamed of in a man. He was handsome, successful, and most of all, he loved me. I fell in love with him too, and soon we were dating. A few months later, Thomas came over for dinner and I introduced him to John. "Thomas, this is John. He makes me very happy," I said with a smile. Thomas looked at them both and then said, "I'm glad. You know, I never stopped loving you. I just needed you to be happy." I was shocked. I never thought that he still had feelings for me. But then I realized that he was just saying that because he didn't want me to be unhappy. He was a true gentleman, and I knew that I could always count on him. After that day, Thomas and I remained close friends, and he even became a part of our family. We often went out together, and John and Thomas became best friends. It was truly amazing to have them both in my life. They helped me through thick and thin, and I couldn't ask for more. One day, Thomas called me and asked if I could meet him for coffee. I was busy at first, but then I told myself, what could possibly come between me and my husband? I put everything aside and went to meet him. When I arrived at the cafe, I saw that he was sitting alone at a table. "Thomas, why did you call me here?" I asked him. "I need your help," he said. "I'm in love with another woman and I don't know what to do." I was shocked. I never thought that he would ever cheat on me again. "Who is this woman?" I asked him. "I'm sorry, but I can't tell you that. I just wanted to tell you that I won't be seeing you anymore." I was devastated. I couldn't believe that he would cheat on me after all that we had been through together. I felt betrayed and heartbroken, When I returned home, I told John everything. He was furious when he heard what Thomas had done. "I'm going to kill him," he said, clenching his fists. But I stopped him. "No, John, please don't do anything rash. We will figure something else out." Then I called my best friend and told her everything. She was just as surprised as I was and offered to help in any way she could. In the meantime, Thomas tried to apologize, but I refused to listen. I was too angry and hurt to even look at him. One day, he left a message on my answering machine. "I know that I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm begging you to give me another chance. I love you more than anything in the world, and I promise that I will never cheat on you again." I heard his words and couldn't help but cry. I loved Thomas too, but I also knew that I had to move on. I couldn't stay in a relationship with a man who had cheated on me not once, not twice, but 3 times. With the help of my friends, I finally managed to break off all ties with Thomas. I blocked him on all social media platforms and changed my phone number. Every day was a struggle, but slowly I began to feel better. I threw myself into my work and spent more time with my friends and family. After a few months, John and I started trying to have a baby, but it wasn't easy. It took us almost a year to conceive, and I often felt desperate and alone. But then one day I found out that I was pregnant. I was overjoyed and couldn't wait to share the good news with John. He was just as excited as I was, and we started planning for the baby. One evening while I was cooking dinner, John came into the kitchen and put his arms around my waist. "I love you so much," he whispered in my ear. "I can't wait to become a father." I turned around and kissed him passionately. "I love you too," I whispered back. Just then my phone rang. I excused myself and went into the other room to answer the call. It was Thomas. "Hello," I said. "Is everything okay?" he asked. "Yes, everything is fine. How are you?" "I'm good. Listen, I just wanted to tell you that I'm getting married." "Oh, I'm so happy for you. Who's the lucky girl?" "Her name is Maria. She's beautiful, intelligent, and kind. I know that you will love her." I could hear the happiness in his voice, and I smiled. "Of course I will love her. Tell her that I wish her all the happiness in the world." "I will. Take care of yourself, and remember that I will always love you." Then he hung up. As I walked back into the kitchen, I saw the surprise on John's face. "Who was that?" he asked. "It was Thomas," I said. "He just told me that he's getting married." John looked at me and then turned away. I knew that he was jealous, but I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to bring bad energy into my home. "Let's change the subject," I said. John nodded and we went back to cooking dinner. A few weeks later, I had a baby boy and I named him Thomas in honor of my first love. As I cradled him in my arms, I knew that my life had come full circle. I had been through so much pain and heartache, but now I had something to look forward to raise a child with the man I loved. I knew that no matter what happened in the future, I would always have John and my son by my side. And that was all that mattered. Thank you for watching and subscribing. See you tomorrow.